Hi, my name is Diane Sauer. I am the creator of Legends and Lies, and even though I've already done a video, we've done a video with my husband, giving you the basic overview of the rules. I wanted to do a little bit deeper, like give you maybe a turn playing through, just to give you kind of more of the feel for the game than anything else. If you haven't looked at anything else yet, Legends and Lies is a game that's based on like cryptozoology and strange occurrences and strange phenomenon. You know, you have creatures in it like Bigfoot, Yeti, extraterrestrials, Fiji mermaid, etc. The long and short of it is that each player is trying to complete melds of the various creatures to prove that they exist. If they get to 10 points, they prove that they exist, and that will double the score for that particular creature. Of course, in the meantime, the other players are trying to stop you from doing that while they're trying to prove whatever creatures they're working on. So, first off, I'm going to do a two-player game here, even though it's only one person, just to kind of and give you an idea. So the first thing I'll do is you deal 10 cards to each player. Okay, so there's our two players' hands. You then would place the deck out. This deck is now called the Unknown. Okay, and you flip over the first card, creating this card pile, which is called the Tabloids. And the reason it's called the Tabloids is part of Legends and Lies, and part of what I kind of based this on was the fact that I always used to laugh at like the old Weekly World News and National Examiner and all these different kind of things, that newspapers that would have articles in them about Bigfoot's baby, or space aliens, or meeting with the president, and all kinds of crazy stuff, and that's what the discard pile or the tabloids represents. And this is where you would put evidence, expedition cards, to disprove your other people's melds. So in any case, I'm going to start off with this and open up this hand and take a look at what I got here. Now you might notice right away there's two different types of cards. There's expedition cards, which are the basic cards that represent the various creatures. In this case, that's a wild one. And there are anomaly cards. Wow, I got two. There's only two of these in the deck. But anyway, they're anomaly cards, which are represented by the cat. By the way, this isn't the final deck. I have a new. The final version's coming, and it's kind of lightening this background to make the symbols a little bit more visible. In any event, those are your two types. The differences are, the expedition cards are what you basically use for the most part to create your melds. The anomaly cards are a lot like action cards. They can help you. Certain types can help you create melds, but they can also do various things. So here we go. Expedition card. So what I'm doing now is just pairing this stuff off, just to kind of see what we got here. Okay, this is a wild. All right. So looking at this, I can possibly create a meld, because to create a meld, or to basically start the process of proving that a creature is real, is you need to play three cards, either three light cards. So if I had three like Loch Ness monsters or three giant snakes, that would work. I don't have that, but what I do have is I have a wild expedition card called Expert Opinion. So I could add that to one of these to make a set. But the first thing I do is draw a card. And I forgot that, so I'm already off. But in drawing a card, you have two choices. You can draw one from the discard, from the tabloids, which of course makes it very important then what you discard. It's one of the reasons it's important. There's actually a couple of reasons why it's important you discard, because if you discard something that another player can use, they may be able to pick it right up. Or you can take from the Unknown. Now in this case, I do have one Jersey Devil, but that's not really enough for me to go on, so I'm just going to draw one and see what I get here. A Loch Ness Monster. That's beautiful, because now I've got a meld. So on my turn now, I can play an anomaly card, but the only anomaly cards I have are hoaxes, which basically affect the other player's meld. The other player hasn't won yet, so I'm not going to play an anomaly card this turn. Instead, what I'm going to do, and I'm going to lay out Nessie, or Loch Ness Monster. I call her Nessie. We're on a first name basis here. And there we go. That's a meld of 3. The meld also could have been made up of 2 of these and a wild, which you'll see in a second, or 2 of these and a proof card, because each of the basic sets, of the easier to proof sets, have proof cards associated with them. Additionally, there's a wild proof card, a blurry photo. Okay, so I would meld this, and okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing here with the giant snake, because, and I'm going to do this over here just because left and right will be easier. Okay, so now I have 6 points of both of those out. I'm trying to reach 10 or greater because that will double the value of these cards. And it's 10 or greater, it doesn't matter who plays them, because other people can play off on these melds. So, in any event, now it's time to discard, and now I have to make a choice. I really don't want to discard one of these hoax cards, simply because I don't want it used against me. So I'm basically at a crapshoot here with these 3, because I don't know what the other player has. But I do know that there's already a Jersey Devil in there, so if I throw this in, even if they take this up, it still leaves one in there. So that would be a really smart one to throw in. And that ends my turn. So now we'll go over here to play to the other player and see what they've got. Oh, look at that! They've got a couple of giant snakes. They've got some extraterrestrials. That's good. A couple of Fiji mermaids. Great. Loch Ness monster. Wow, this is good for me. And a blurry photo. This is a wild proof card. These are the proof cards I was talking about. Additionally, I have a couple other anomaly cards here. A good example of other types. You've got phenomenons. These are always going to be 0-point cards that you play. You'd use the effect, and then it gets discarded to tabloids. And then there's ones like this, or like the hoax card that you've already seen, where if it has a point value, it stays out in front of you. This one's a crop circle, which allows you to retrieve a card from the tabloids and play it immediately, or to just draw 2 cards. So, looking at what I have here in front of me, I have a couple of options I can do. Now, I could lay these off, even though I only have 2. Once other melds are in play, I can lay these cards off. I can lay these off, and I could lay off this Loch Ness monster. However, remember, if it reaches 10 points, then it doubles, and I don't want to. If I lay this off to help that, it's going to give more points to my opponent than I get. So I really don't want to do that. I kind of want to save this to maybe poison them with the tabloids later. However, I do have the giant snakes here, and that's an option I have to lay off those. But the same thing, I could add a blurry photo. I don't know. Or me, I always like going for the extreme things. And here we go. We've got the extraterrestrials, and I've got a blurry photo, which could have been wild with any of these. But this will give me a good start. And the reason I'm going to go with this and with the extraterrestrials is because there's a special rule with the extraterrestrials. If at the end of a hand, if you personally have in front of you 10 or more points of extraterrestrials, and you are additionally the person that actually goes out, that is a way basically to shut the other player out. Your score would double, and the other player would receive 0. So me, I always like going for the harder thing. So I'm going to do that. I'll play that. Now, by playing this as a meld, I've already used my 1 anomaly card turn, so I couldn't do any of these other ones even if I wanted to. But, so now I have to throw something away. And this is tough, but I'm going to throw away the Fiji mermaid. Just because I have 2 of them, so I still have some control over that suit. If I were to throw away any of these, the giant snake or the Loch Ness monster, obviously my opponent would just pick them up and go. So I'm going to throw that away. And that would end my turn. And it would be their turn. Okay, so now I look at my hand here, and I do have a single Fiji mermaid, but 2 does not make a meld. So I'm not going to take that. I'm going to draw off the top and hope for something good. El Chupacabra. Well, not good for me because I don't have any of those. So I'm going to have to discard something. And this is another reason I didn't take that, because now I know I have something safe to discard, because if they threw that away, you know, I know it's safe. So now we'll move over to player 2. And player 2 obviously is not interested in that Fiji mermaid. And again, I have a safe discard. So I'm going to draw off the top and see what I get. Bigfoot Yeti. Not useful for me. But Now, since I can play one of my anomaly cards, and I have two choices here. I've already explained, I think, Drop Circle, what that does. But the Phenomena ESP allows me to draw 3 cards, keep one, place the other 2 on top of the other in any order. And I like that because it's going to allow me to fish and maybe either get a giant snake or help my alien suit. So I'll play that. Draw 3 cards. And you know, those are 3 crappy cards for me. Ugh. I'll keep the. Now hold on. I'll keep the Jersey Devil, and I'll put these back in that order. So now I've played my anomaly. I can't do anything with that. Oh, this is tough. And I will throw away, obviously, the PG Mermaid. Player 1. Okay, player 1 is not interested in the PG Marine. A Pilt I'm in. Well, thank you very much for giving me that. That's garbage. And in fact, I'm just going to get rid of that because that is garbage. Then back to here. Player 2. Fiji Mermaid. Garbage. Of course, I knew I was getting that. But, again, I do have a cat card. I'm going to play that. And I'm going to use the ability of that one to draw 2. Oh, that was a good draw. That's a great draw. So now, I'll play that out because I can. And I'll get rid of the PG Mermaid. Player 1. Well, the PG Mermaid's long gone. It's not going to be proven. There's just all kinds of terrible stories in the tabloid press about it. So I'll just draw randomly. ESP. You know what? I was thinking of ESPing. But you know, instead, I think since I'm lucky and I have 2 of these, I'm going to play a hoax card. This card, any card to proof and play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of one of these aliens. Now, I could get rid of the blurry photo, and here's the reason I'm not getting rid of that, even though it's worth more points. At the end of the round, we're going to go through this tabloid pile, and any cards that match melds in play are going to affect those melds negatively. So I'm going to throw that one in instead. And then as my discard, I am going to discard El Chupacabra. Well, that wasn't very nice now, was it? But that's going to be okay. I don't need El Chupacabra. Oh, look at that. How great is that? Resurrection. Discard any 1 card from my hand, replace it with an expedition card from the tabloids. So, this is why I kept the Giant Snake and the Nessie. I'll take the Nessie card, bury it, to allow me to go through and get my extraterrestrial back. See what I did there? Now it's going to be a little bit harder for the other player to get to it. And I'll discard a Jersey Devil just because he hasn't shown up yet. Well, that was not very nice. Drawing? Oh, this is great. I got an Expedition card, which is a Expedition Expert Opinion Wild. Now I'm tempted. I am going to play the Hooks card. I have a second Hooks card, which is bad news for you. I'll do that, and then I will discard. No, I'm now getting closer to finishing. Player 2. Okay. No. Oh, I wish I had taken that. You know what? Wow, this is tough. Okay, I'm going to play a Crop Circle. Remember, I can either draw 2 cards or go through the tabloids and get a card and immediately play it and re-get my extraterrestrials. Now, by the way, just want to point out with this play here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I was able to go out now, I would double my score and shut him out. But I've got 4 cards in my hand, so it's not super likely. He's only got 2. Player 1's turn. Bigfoot Yeti is not of use to me. Oh, this is so nice. This is a proof card, and it's also an anomaly. And this is the one that matches the Loch Ness Monster, which you can tell by the color matching. And it's a blurry flipper photo. Well, it's an underwater flipper photo. So, I'm going to play that, which will be my 1 phenomenal card per round. I will then also play my Wild Expert Opinion card on it. Now I have to discard a card.